The San Francisco 49ers came into Sunday's game looking to go 5-0 for the first time since 1990, but standing in their way would be the defending NFC champion LA Rams. The Rams had 10 days of rest and preparation for this game, having played on a Thursday night the week before, while the 49ers only had 6 days to prepare and go on the road. And yet the 49ers absolutely dominated this game. How did they do that? Well, let's take a look at the X's and O's and check it out. The Rams struck first, taking a 7-0 lead, but the 49ers would get the ball back and were faced with a 3rd and 8 early in the drive. Garoppolo hangs in the pocket and fires the ball to Kittle for the first down. Let's go back to the snap and take a look at how this play works. Okay, the outside receiver is going to go deep on the play. Now on the left side of the formation, George Kittle is lined up, and remember, the Rams don't know what route he's running. As far as they know, he's going deep on the play because he's always a threat to go deep. So to play it safe, the safety plays pretty conservatively here and backpedals aggressively to defend against the potential of a deep route from either side of the field. This takes him out of the play because Kittle is just going to run about 15 yards down and then curl to the outside. Naturally, the corner will go with him. And when the running back runs a pattern out into the flat, the outside linebacker will pick him up. I think the Rams are still okay at this point, but they also decide to send a blitz. They also still have the middle linebacker who's going to help out in coverage on the play. Now he's going to end up facing kind of an interesting decision here, whether to pick up Kendrick Bourne cutting across or whether to go with George Kittle down the field. Well, this is actually a pretty easy decision for him because his area of responsibility is the middle of the field. So he's going to pick up Bourne. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, we're going to stop it right here. And the first thing we notice is that Kittle is open. He's beaten his man and he's letting his quarterback know that, hey, I'm open on the play. But I want you to look at Kendrick Bourne. Look at the separation he has from the corner. This is why the linebacker is with him. If the linebacker did go with Kittle, like let's say right here, for instance, this would be an easy first down completion to Bourne. But he didn't do that. Kittle is the one who's open on the play, and the real ironic thing is Garoppolo can't throw it to him. At least not yet, because these players are all still in the way. Garoppolo is going to have to hang tough in the pocket and wait for them to clear out so that he has a throwing lane to Kittle. Check it out. Jimmy steps up in the pocket and then rifles an absolute laser to Kittle. First down, San Francisco. Now, I'm going to show you something from this angle. With both the tight end and the running back lined up on the left side of the formation, this actually is going to help Jeff School in pass protection against the defensive end. See, they don't even have to contact him, but watch as the running back just runs by him, the end has to wait to see what he's doing first, and then he can rush the quarterback. Okay, now I want you to look at Jimmy Garoppolo's feet. You see, I mentioned earlier that he had to hang tough in the pocket and then step up once the pass rush got chaotic. This is excellent footwork from Garoppolo, and he steps up and delivers the football to Kittle. Okay, we've spent a lot of time on this play, but you can see why I was so impressed with it. Because despite pretty good defense by the Rams, this was excellent play design by the coaches and outstanding execution by the players. All right, we're going to move on to the next play, and this is later on in the same drive. The 49ers are going to send their 2 flankers deep on the play, and the secondary will go with them. All right, now I want you to notice both tight ends and the running back stay in to help pass protect. And this gives the linebackers a green light to also go with the rest of the secondary and defend those deep routes. And that's unfortunate for the Rams because at that exact moment, both the tight ends and the running back all run pass patterns, and all 3 of them are wide open. Garoppolo takes the highest percentage throw to Matt Breida, and newsflash, Breida is pretty fast, and he gets all the way down to about the 23-yard line. Watch from this angle, and you can see just how quickly this unfolds and how badly burned the linebackers are for the Rams. Okay, we're going to move on to the next play, and not surprisingly, the Rams have decided to change their strategy now. This time, the Rams decide to defend the tight end and the running back man-to-man. In addition to that, they're also going to send 5 pass rushers at the quarterback. That's a blitz. This leaves the 3 receivers one-on-one with the corners. Marquise Goodwin is going to go deep, and we already know that route must be respected. Dante Pettis is simply going to cut in behind him. This is a 1-on-1 route to Dante Pettis because since the Rams are sending a blitz, there's only one safety on the field, and he's too far away to make an impact on the play. Okay, we're going to stop it here because this is a really interesting moment that has an impact later on in the game. Notice the defender for the Rams is playing an inside technique against Pettis. He's giving Pettis the out route here. And the reason he does that is because if he's on the other side, like this for example, Pettis will just have a wide open lane directly to the end zone. Remember that for later on. Now we already know about Pettis' outstanding ability to separate, and here he breaks a tackle, makes a man miss, fights his way all the way down to the 2-yard line, and he gets up and he shows some passion. All right, I like to see that out of Dante. Now, if you remember back to the video we did on the Tampa Bay game, all that stuff I talked about, Garoppolo has to see pre-snap. He knows right where he's going with the football and just throws a nice easy pass out there for Dante. Okay, we're down to the goal line now and it's time to punch it in. And you can see on the right side of the formation, the 49ers have a lot of weapons. And this is going to occupy the Ram defenders on that half of the field. On the other side of the formation, we essentially have a hat on a hat, and this is going to leave Tevin Coleman basically one-on-one against the linebacker. Now, the 49ers brought Coleman in exactly for this type of situation. He's going to have to beat him into the end zone. Short yardage and catching passes out of the backfield. That's Coleman's specialty, and it's why he has the potential to be a big part of this offense. Touchdown 49ers. Now the linebacker successfully trips him up, but he maintains his balance and falls into the end zone. Very impressive. Okay, so the 49ers tie it up at 7-7, and they get the ball back. Let's take a look at the next drive. All right, now already we see how much respect defenses are giving to Deebo Samuel. Notice the safeties are just backpedaling way back here. So Samuel is just going to run 10 yards down the field and curl. Garoppolo hits him with the pass and it's a first down. But, you know, even so, why was he so wide open on the play? Well, let's take a look. Okay, now right away we see that the 49ers are faking the jet sweep to Marquise Goodwin. We know his speed must be respected. In addition to that, they're also faking a handoff to Breida. Now take a look at the Ram defenders. They are all keyed in on this backfield action. None of them are willing to drop back into coverage. Also notice the linebacker on the right side. He's taking a hard look as well, and then he's going to have to go with Kittle when Kittle runs a route. This means that there's nobody on the other side to pick up Deebo Samuel, and he's just simply wide open. Linebacker sticks his hand up there to try to block the pass, but it's too late. He's already been beaten by Garoppolo. That's a really nice throw. Nice catch. Good job hanging on to the football. All right, we're still in the same drive, but now it's the second quarter and the teams have switched sides. And San Francisco has a real surprise ready for the Rams here. They hand it off to the running back who pitches it back to Garoppolo, throws it way down the field to Goodwin, who drops the pass. Why didn't that play work? Let's go back to the snap and see if we can figure out what went wrong. Right at the snap, we see Marquise Goodwin going in motion on the play. Now at this point, Garoppolo is handing the ball to the running back, and because he actually physically hands it to him, the entire Ram defense reacts to the play, with the exception of the corner at the bottom of the screen, who's going to have to go with the wide receiver. This leaves Goodwin wide open down the side of the field. Now, the linebacker is going to pick him up, that's true, but he's no match for Marquise Goodwin. Not at all. Now, part of this play is that Goodwin has to fake like he's going to run block, and he slows down. And I think he sort of just slowed down or faked it. He tried to sell that play a little bit too much, and he kind of hesitated. And so Garoppolo didn't really know how much to put on the football. Should have been a better throw, and Marquise Goodwin just simply has to make this catch. But when the timing of a play is disrupted like that, sometimes you just miss it, and you got to move on. Okay, it's 2nd down and 10 now, and the 49ers are going to call a nice, safe running play here. They start off by sending the flankers deep, and this draws the secondary with them. The running back will then simply follow behind the fullback like this. But wait just a second here. This isn't a running play. And that's not a fullback. That's George Kittle. Uh-oh. Now the linebackers for the Rams think it is a running play, and Kittle is simply going to blow right by them for a big gain. Garoppolo takes the hit, but delivers the football to Kittle, and Kittle cannot be tackled, and he gains 45 yards on the play. Now watch number 51 for the Rams here. That's Troy Reeder, and he's a rookie, and you can see he absolutely gets smoked. Totally fooled by the fake. Kittle's just a monster, and the 49ers are in business. Or so they thought. Down at the goal line, Garoppolo throws what seems to be an inexplicable interception in the end zone. What went wrong on this play? Well, in my opinion, there's 4 different things that went wrong here. Number 1 was the play call. You've got the ball down at your 1-yard line, you just punch that thing in. Hand it off. Running the ball is a very high percentage play on the goal line like that. But I understand you got to throw a pass every once in a while to keep the defense honest. And Shanahan said they had a really nice look that they liked, so whatever. I'm actually okay with the play call. The second thing that went wrong with this play is that George Kittle was held. And this completely disrupted the route and the timing. This ball is supposed to go to the back pylon, but because Kittle had to change his route, Garoppolo instead decides to throw it towards Kittle, towards the front of the end zone, and he shouldn't have done that. In my opinion, that was the third thing that went wrong with this play, and now we got to talk about Deebo Samuel and the fourth and fatal mistake, because notice Marcus Peters here. Neither one of these guys, neither him nor Deebo, should be on this part of the field at all. In fact, we're going to rewind and go back to the snap here. Okay, now if you've noticed, Deebo has actually taken a step backwards and looks like he's getting ready to receive a pass. And the corner, Marcus Peters, comes up to meet him. That is the way the play is designed so that there are no other defenders around George Kittle. For some reason that I don't know, Deebo decides to turn his route upfield, and you can see Peters react to the route, and this draws him into the area where the football is going to be going. Now, why did Deebo do this? Well, I don't know. It could be that because the timing of the play was disrupted, he just thought it was a broken play and tried to turn upfield and make something happen. It's a rookie mistake, and he will learn from it and get better. Now, we spent a lot of time in this video talking about the offense, but this game belonged to the defense. And when the chips are down, now it's time to see how they can respond. The Rams get the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line, and the defense responds by delivering a huge goal line stand on 4th down. The Niners turned it over in the end zone, and now the Rams have done the same. Great teams aren't always great. They're just great when they have to be. You can see the defense is totally fired up after the play, and they should be. All right, the teams would exchange punts, and now the 49ers are backed up against their own end zone, but they have a chance to go down the field and try to get some points on the board. There's just a few minutes left before the end of the half. Now, there were a lot of 49er fans at this game, and watch the defensive end jump off sides here because Garoppolo employs a hard count. Okay, so George Kittle is headed to the sideline here, and the defensive back decides he's going to try to outrun him to the first down marker like this. When he does that, Kittle simply turns around to catch a pass, and he fights for the first down. Now remember, Kittle came into this game with a sore groin, and it takes 4 Ram defenders to bring him down. In fact, they don't even technically bring him down there. The referee just blows the whistle because forward progress was stopped. Okay, we're on the next play now, and at the top of the screen you see Marquise Goodwin, and he gets a great jump off the line of scrimmage. The defensive back plays him pretty tight at first and then decides, I don't want to get beat deep. Remember, the number 1 rule when defending Marquise Goodwin is don't get beat deep. So he turns around and heads the other way. And when he does that, Goodwin just cuts to the inside and catches a pass. Garoppolo puts the ball right on him, and Goodwin fights for the first down. And we've seen the wide receivers for the 49ers fight for every single yard this season, and I love it. Perfectly thrown ball. All right. Now, to understand why this next play is a completion, we have to understand and talk about the game situation. As you can see, it's 3rd down and 12, and there's less than a minute left. The Rams are going to retreat all their linebackers to the first down marker, the line to gain. The safeties will retreat even further to prevent the big play. Now, the Rams are going to allow a completion here in the middle of the field, but they're defending the first down marker. This means that it will be 4th down, and one of 2 things is going to happen. Either time is going to be running off the clock, or the 49ers will be forced to use a valuable timeout. Now, of course, if you're the 49ers, this is a compromise you're willing to accept. George Kittle runs into the middle of the field, where he's tackled immediately. It's going to be 4th down and 1, but check out the amount of time that's going to be left on the clock, just 16 seconds. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Now, this is a play by Garoppolo that I absolutely love, but one that's not really going to show up in the stat sheet. Okay, he fakes the handoff to the running back. Remember, it's 4th down and 1, so if the Rams can stop the Niners here, that would be great, and they all key in on the running back. Remember, Garoppolo's coming off of an ACL tear, so he's not really a threat to run the football. Or is he? Now, the play only gets 4 yards, but they only needed 1. So it's a first down for the 49ers. Great play by Garoppolo. Check it out from this angle. Okay, now here's the problem. The 49ers have to use their last time out here, and they didn't gain very much yardage on the play. They got the first down, but now they're forced to settle for a really long field goal. It's missed, and I'll show you something interesting about this, is you're allowed to return a missed field goal just the same as if it were a kickoff. There's no time left at the end of the half, but if he returns it for a touchdown, that score will count, and that's happened before. But the 49ers correctly defend the play, they tackle the ball carrier, and we go into halftime with the score tied 7-7. But at the start of the second half, disaster strikes for the LA Rams. Rookie running back Darrell Henderson fumbles the football, and the 49ers get the ball in the red zone on the first play of the second half. Ouch. Eric Armstead is having a phenomenal year, and he is pretty much going to force the 49ers to use the franchise tag on him. Garoppolo keeps it. First effort doesn't get in. Second effort he does. Touchdown San Francisco. They kick the extra point and take their first lead over the defending NFC Champions, 14-7. And they get the ball back. Now this is another outstanding play from Garoppolo that, again, doesn't really do a whole lot in the stat sheet. But here you can see the play is busted, and Garoppolo shows some elusiveness and then flips the ball to the tight end Toilolo, who is only in to block but is an eligible receiver on the play. So Garoppolo showing great athleticism and awareness on the play. Check this out. Look at that elusiveness there, and he just flips it up there. Oh, that is outstanding. Okay, now we're in the same drive, and the 49ers are facing a huge 3rd down and 6 here. At the bottom of the screen is Kendrick Bourne, and he's going to be picked up by the corner. Now the plan for the 49ers is to send these 2 receivers deep like this, and then Bourne will simply cut in behind them to the inside. Now Troy Hill successfully diagnoses the play and puts himself in a great position right in the middle of the field here. But this was the plan all along. Bourne makes an absolutely outstanding move and cuts back out to the outside, and just look at the separation he gains. We said it in our previous videos, and he's proved it all season long. Kendrick Bourne is clutch. Now when we go back and look at it from this angle, we're going to check out Jeff School blocking Aaron Donald here, and he's able to hold him off just long enough for Garoppolo to get rid of the football. Check it out. Boom! Garoppolo takes the hit, but he delivers the football. In order for these plays to work, a lot of players have to do a lot of the little things right, and that is why the 49ers have been so successful this season. Okay, they're just outside the red zone and threatening. Now, do you remember back to that play I talked about in the first quarter when Dante Pettis was lined up on the left side and we talked about the positioning of the corner? In the first quarter, he was playing the inside technique, and we talked about the fact that if he were to the outside, like he is here, that would give Pettis a free shot at the end zone. Well, take a look at what happens. Dante makes a leaping catch and gets the ball all the way down to the 2-yard line again. All right. Here we have another broken play, and Garoppolo is forced to scramble for his life, and he throws the ball away, and he puts it in a position where only Pettis can get it, and they almost pull it off, but one of Pettis' feet comes down just out of bounds. Now, we've talked about the fact that Tevin Coleman was brought in to catch passes out of the backfield, especially in short yardage situations like this. Here, he turns the wrong way, and then the ball hits him in the hands, and he drops it. And Coleman just simply has to come down with that football. That should have been a touchdown. Now, in his defense, this is only his second game back from injury, and we all know what he's capable of. So I'll be looking for him to improve in the future. The 49ers settle for a field goal and go up 17-7. A 10-point lead with this defense is going to be really tough for the Rams to overcome. And Solomon Thomas makes Jared Goff pay immediately on the first play of the very next drive. Let's go back to the snap and see what the heck happened here. Now Goff is bending down. Take a look. The reason he's doing that is because he fumbled the snap and he has to pick it up. Now that's really unfortunate because the Rams are executing a run fake, and to sell the fake, they pull the guard who's in front of Thomas. Now if you make a mistake like that on Solomon Thomas, it's already going to be over. Boom! That was a big hit. The 49ers would get the ball back, and as you can see, now we're into the fourth quarter. Here Garoppolo finds Kittle on a simple pass pattern. They get in field goal range, and the 49ers tack on another 3 points. Now they're up by 2 touchdowns, essentially. All right, it's 4th down and 1. Big play for the Rams here. They hand the ball off, and the 49ers stuff him. And who's at the bottom of that pile? Who made that play? None other than Jimmy Ward. Check it out. It's easy to see if you watch him on this play. He just knifes through and tackles the ball carrier before he can even get to the line. Outstanding play. But what about his skills as a pass defender? Well, here the Rams face a 4th down and 2 later on in the game. Goff tries to rifle this ball in, and Jimmy Ward is having none of it. He knocks it right down. Now, when you're trying to win these games in the fourth quarter, John Lynch talked about the fact that you need to have closers. So here we're going to take a look at Dee Ford and Eric Armstead. And they both zero in on Jared Goff. Check it out. He goes down, and then Buckner and Bosa join the party as well. This game absolutely belonged to the defense. They made an undeniable statement to any doubters that might be left, and it started with that goal line stand. Well, there you have it. The 49ers have knocked off the defending NFC champions. Now at this point, I'd like to take a chance to thank everybody who leaves feedback in the comments and takes time to subscribe and like these videos. As you can probably tell, I've changed my microphone. I went ahead and ponied up for the Blue Yeti, as well as a pop filter based on the feedback that I received. I've seen some great stuff in the comments recently. Some really high-level football ideas. I saw some great stuff on cover 6 versus cover 2. We're definitely going to be taking a deep dive in that, probably in the off-season. I make an effort to try to read all of the comments that you guys leave, so thank you very much again. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and let's keep this thing rolling. I can't wait to see what the 49ers do. And we will be back next week with a video breakdown of the 49ers at Washington, and I will see you guys then.